is a Countdown Bulletin podcast. I'm Keith Olbermann in New York. Donald Trump's insanity has risen or fallen to unprecedented levels. He is now raging and swearing against reality, against anyone and any country that disagrees with his delusion that on Saturday night, Iran's nuclear capacity was fully destroyed by his pilots on his bombing mission that is going to get him his Nobel Peace Prize. Trump is now enraged that everyone does not believe what is going on inside his mind instead of what is going on the ground. Raging against reality, raging against anyone who believes reality and not him, that of course Iran's nuclear capacity was not fully destroyed. It could not have possibly been, or that this ceasefire he declared, largely without consulting Israel or Iran, is not simply an aspiration. He believes it is fully in effect, and people are displeasing him, thwarting him, and doing it to make him look bad by not fully engaging in a ceasefire. Donald Trump has today, this morning, descended into full paranoid disconnect. The 25th Amendment is necessary today, now. If there are any Americans left in the Republican Party, they must invoke the 25th Amendment and have him out of office today. And they must organize, Republicans must organize impeachment by tomorrow. The profanity-laced, delusional tirades today against Israel and Iran and everybody in the world who does not accept his wrong, falsified, fictionalized version of reality is a danger to the entirety of the world. Here is what Trump said.
You know what? We basically have two countries that have been fighting so long and so hard that they don't know what the fuck they're doing. Do you understand that?
Well, there goes his Nobel Prize and his sanity, because only he believes in this, as someone described it online, fan fiction world that he is writing, in which he has solved everything. It is classic mental illness. It is classic delusions of grandeur. It is impossible to consider the reality that the President of the United States at any time in our history would be a victim of, a sufferer of, true clinical delusions of grandeur. We are here right now. On CNN this morning, Scott Perry, the ultra-conservative, semi-fascist congressman from Pennsylvania, was asked, they still have enriched uranium that's not for civilian purposes, about Iran. He answered, I wouldn't be surprised if some of it still exists. And there's still a terrorist regime, Perry was asked. They absolutely are. So there's still a terrorist regime in power with enriched uranium, CNN asked. And Perry answered, that's absolutely true. In other words, people in his own power, in his own party, in his own junta know what is true and Trump does not, and what is real and Trump does not. But of course, Trump is under this illusion, and he has been thwarted by reality. And his reaction right now is obscene rage. On Fox this morning, Mike Johnson, we're under no illusions that you can just kill all their nuclear ambition overnight. We got to use force. The Speaker of the House, we're under no illusions that you can just kill all their nuclear ambition overnight, except the President of the United States is under nothing but illusions. And if you disagree with Trump and his illusions, if you disagree with them, but you agree with the Speaker of the House or the fascist Congressman Perry, you have betrayed Trump, because this is only about him. He has no interest in Iran or Israel or the security of the United States or anybody else in the world except himself, and maintaining power and having you praise him. That is the entirety of his existence at this date. It is an extraordinary thing to hear him then swear against the news organizations that quoted the Speaker of the House.
The fake news, like CNN in particular, they're trying to say, well, I agree that it was destroyed, but maybe not that destroyed. You know what they're doing? They're really hurting great pilots that put their lives in the line. CNN is scum, and so is MSDNC. They're all, and frankly, the networks aren't much better. It's all fake news, but they should not have done that. Those pilots hit their targets. Those targets were obliterated, and the pilots should be given credit. They're not after the pilots, they're after me. They want to try and demean. When I see CNN all night long, they're trying to say, well, maybe it wasn't really as demolished as we thought. It was demolished. You take a look at the pinpricks, and you see that place is gone. And I will say, I think CNN ought to apologize to the pilots of the B-2s. I think that MSDNC ought to apologize. I think these guys really, these networks and these cable networks are real losers. You really are. You're real losers. You're gutless losers. I say that to CNN because I watch it. I have no choice. I got to watch that garbage. It's all garbage. It's all fake news. But I think CNN is a gutless group of people. And the people that run it, nobody even knows it's been sold so many times. But the people that run it ought to be ashamed. MSDNC, a guy named Brian Roberts, he heads it. He's a disgrace. He's a weak, pathetic disgrace.
As if these extraordinary threats against news organizations on which people like the Speaker of the House and Congressman Perry appeared minutes earlier, if that were not extraordinary enough, Trump's mind is dissolving in front of us. As you heard from the background noise, he was on his way to Air Force One as those comments were recorded. Aboard Air Force One, he has been unable to summon words he is seeking. The phrase he is looking for here is sleeper cells. Sleeper.
Arriving in sleeper cells in the United States.
Biden led a lot of super cells, and Biden was an incompetent president, had no idea what he was doing. He hardly ever signed a document. Other people signed documents for him with the auto pen. It was gross incompetence. And among everything else, he let a lot of super cells in, many from Iran.
Sleeper cells, not super cells. Donald Trump has always been a danger to everyone in this country. He has become today a lethal and imminent, clear and present danger to everybody on this planet. There is nobody there anymore, if ever there were somebody there. There are no alternatives but the 25th Amendment and impeachment. This has been a Countdown Bulletin podcast. I'm Keith Olbermann in New York.